It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. AEW Fight Forever is dropping content like crazy, and it feels like Christmas. Now, the first thing I want to touch on is, of course, the Creation Suite. Because obviously I know a lot of you have been dying to hear about the Creation Suite in Fight Forever. We haven't really heard much so far. And so before I talk about it, go ahead and watch this clip from Angry Joe first.
I did go through some wrestler customization. I was disappointed by the lack of faces and some of the pieces for the wrestlers, but I think you unlock the pieces as you play the mode. But as far as creating a guy, I wasn't able to make a guy look like me. So hopefully they add more options there. There's something that they can improve as they go along.
So yeah, when it comes to the Creation Suite in Fight Forever, it doesn't necessarily seem like it's going to be the most in-depth thing. However, what Angry Joe was hinting at right there is seemingly that, you know, there are some pieces and parts to Creation Suite or to create a wrestler that you are going to unlock in Road to Elite. It really seems like Road to Elite is going to be a key component around your cause. You already kind of know that they've hinted at previously of your new cause and everything having to go through Road to Elite and train in Road to Elite in order to get a higher overall. And also, another thing that he kind of touched on was the fact that you can't really make your wrestler look like you, but I wasn't really expecting that. I mean, there's been nothing so far that's kind of hinted at the idea of this game having face scans or anything. I mean, it is just an arcade game. I wasn't necessarily expecting it to be the most in-depth thing. But at the same time, like Angry Joe was kind of hinting at, you know, they can definitely add in new parts and everything in the future and kind of work on that and, you know, tweak it to everybody's liking. And I also really do like that he said this,
because this is their first wrestling game, but there was a lot in there. You looked at the wrestling moves, the stuff that matters, and there was tons and tons of wrestling moves, so I'm not concerned about that. I'd say for the first game that they're doing, it was a blast. It was a party game.
Seemingly, Fight Forever is going to have a ton of moves, which has kind of already been confirmed in the gameplay we've seen so far. And that's a great thing, you know. It's all good and well having an in-depth Creation Suite or whatever, but at the same time, the gameplay is what matters. And the actual things that I'm going to be seeing during the match are really what's going to keep me coming back to this game, or at least enjoying the matches I'm playing. And like he also said, it is their first time out. I know we keep saying that, but genuinely, it is their first attempt at a game. It's going to get better. You don't have to stress that much. I understand that a lot of people are going to be out there just, you know, dismissing AEW Fight Forever, which they already have been doing.
Oh, the graphics don't look that good. Oh, this doesn't look that good.
But I'd simply say just stop hating. If you don't want to buy the game, don't buy it. But you don't have to try and crush everybody else's good time. So we found out in this gameplay from Macho, you can catch your opponent mid-air when they are springboarding and also when they are diving from the top rope. This is going to be so fire for so many damn sequences. And from what we can see in this clip, it seems that Moxley was only catching PAC with that one slam, but I would assume there's a variety of moves you can hit off the catches based on basically what button you press or what moves you have assigned. And for me personally, I really hope there's something in the game, or, you know, some kind of combo system where you can kind of flawlessly string together a few different moves here. So maybe say you catch PAC, you hit him with the power slam, or maybe you go ahead, you catch PAC mid-air, and then you go ahead and hit a paradigm shift or what have you. Maybe, of course, I'm asking a little bit too much there for, you know, the launch of the game, but I saw this and I was like, oh snap, this is potential. Like, imagine you're at the end of a long match, PAC goes for a move in the last sequence, you catch him, slam him down, and then hit a Death Rider for the win. Am I cooking or am I cooking? I also have to go ahead and real quick shine another light on this insane sequence from the boys.
No.
We got the sig?
Not on me.
Come on, hit the sig!
Oh,
super
kick. Shit.
I think that's one of his signatures, though.
He's laying
He just double signature, bro.
He's laying everyone out with.
Let's go! Cook! He cooked it!
God.
That's a wrap!
No!
That's a wrap!
No, Andrade, get up.
Cover him!
Danielson kick.
No!
No way!
That's why he's the GOAT.
No way! No way!
Dude!
It's over, boys!
Oh!
What?
2.99?
Oh shit!
I thought I won that shit, bro.
Now let's go ahead and move on to some even more exciting things on the road to Fight Forever. Most namely, to begin with, entrances. Featuring the likes of the absolute Ricky Starks, Thunder Rosa, Powerhouse Hobbs, and he is a PAC, who by the way looks absolutely incredible in game. His model and his entrance are so damn accurate, and his moveset looks like it's going to be super fun to play with and is going to make for some absolute bangers. Speaking of absolute though, Ricky Starks truly defining that the revolution is televised even in game. You've got his whole moveset in there featuring the Rochambeau. We also got to see Powerhouse Hobbs, although I think we got to update his name card. It's cool to see that he qualified for the 2022 Face of the Revolution ladder match. Boy, is that a mouthful. But at the same time, come on, you know, I know you may have done this in the development cycle, but he's a former TNT champion. Show the man some respect. All jokes aside though, regardless, we got to see him hitting a spinebuster to Moxley, into a reverse DDT, a knee facebuster, and then, well, here he straight up just picks Moxley up like a child and throws him around. But yeah, Hobbs looks pretty lit in this game, and the same can be said for Thunder Rosa. And I do really love this animation that she hits in the corner to Britt Baker, super clean. But yeah, overall, all of these wrestlers look like they're going to be a lot of fun to play with. They look great. Bring me La Meta Meta. Adding on to all of this that we've talked about so far, we got some new ladder match gameplay. We're about to get extreme like a goddamn Hardy Boy in his prime. And also, I love how Paul White of all people can dive off of ladders. Can you imagine if that was a new OMG moment in the game, or in wrestling games in general, if like, you know, a super heavyweight character could jump off a ladder, but then like the ladder broke, they fell down to the ring and it just was... In this process, we also got to see the Big Show's entrance, which actually looks really good. And I do love the tagline that he has in this game. And we also got to see John Silver's entrance.
You got the boys. Oh, wow. The creeps. They got there and not me. The creeps are in, but you're not.
Come on, guys. What's the deal with this? Not to sound like Jerry Seinfeld, but what's the deal with leaving Evil Uno out of the game? I mean, did I miss something? Is there a reason here? Because I feel like he has been one of the main people playing the game. He's been hyping it up, and then he's not in the game. Well, what's up with that? I don't know. It's just kind of confusing, but whatever. Maybe, I mean, he will probably get added in the future, to be fair. It's not all said and done. We're good. But something very cool that we did get to see also in this John Blood-filled gameplay with that iconic laugh of his is that when Paul White hits his choke slam, he actually crouches down a little bit for smaller wrestlers, or at least that's what it seems like. It's a very small thing, no pun intended, but it's a very nice touch nonetheless. We also got another confirmation in this clip that Rey Fenix is probably going to be one of the most fun wrestlers to play as in Fight Forever.
Trying to do something crazy. Yeah, Rey's like charging something up.
Oh, what a cutter!
Where did that come from?
No way!
Let's go, Ray.
Speaking of things that look super fun, we also got another look at the AEW Fight Forever minigame, featuring the confirmation that one of them is going to be called Penta Says and a pop quiz. And I gotta say, this Penta Says right here, first of all, it actually looks kind of more challenging than it seems. Although I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if this is a really, you know, this is a really deep cut kind of reference. But for all my Call of Duty fans out there, does anyone remember Swift or Says? I mean, I still watch it to this day. But basically, it's Simon Says in Call of Duty. He's been doing it forever, literally since I was a kid. And so when I realized that Penta Says was a thing in this game, I said I will be there no matter what. And as far as the pop quiz goes, apparently it's not even just AEW knowledge you need. It's seemingly going to feature questions that kind of just test you as a wrestling fan. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. And so they should totally just throw in, you know, new questions every time they update the game. Why not? Keep it fresh. And also, while we're talking about mini games, we also got a little bit of a look at a home run in the baseball mini game. And you know what? I've had a few people recently being like, Deonte, why don't you do your outro anymore? What happened to the 2 Sweet? Nowadays, I kind of just end the video mid-sentence